One big mistake I see a lot of photographers making is not being authentic to who they are in their branding. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I have done this myself. When I started my photography business, I wanted to be like my favorite photographers that I saw online. I wanted to emulate their style, their brand, their websites, their social media presence. I wanted what they had, and I thought the best way to do that was to act like I was them, to edit my photos the way they did, to create my website to look similar to theirs. The problem with that is when you're trying to be a knockoff version of someone else, you're not being the authentic version of yourself. And your clients are going to want to hire you for who you are, not for who you're trying to be. In this video, you are going to get to see a live coaching call that I did with one of the members of the Focus Photographer Lab, which is my monthly coaching membership for photographers. Mary, the client you're going to see in today's video, has been a member of the lab for a little over a year. And almost like clockwork, we have met together one-on-one almost every single week for an entire year to help her grow her business. And want to know a secret? She actually gets this one-on-one coaching with me every single month for $47 a month. And that's not a special pricing. That is the price that this membership is every single day. Over the last year, Mary and I have worked on a lot of things in her business, and she has seen some incredible success. She's created some relationships with local businesses, allowing her to create special events for their clientele and expand her audience. She has honed in on her services that she wants to provide, her pricing, and now we are working on getting her brand to feel authentic to her. Because like most of us, and a lot of you probably today, her brand has not always felt like her. It's been a mixed mash of people that she thought she was supposed to be or that she wanted to be like. She created a brand of what she thought her audience wanted. But when I went to go do a website review for her, the first thing I noticed was it was just kind of boring. Her photos were beautiful. In fact, I hired her as my own family photographer when my family and I went to Colorado, and her photos exude love and joy and excitement, and they are stunning, but they were not portraying that on this particular website. So as you're watching this coaching call, I want you to think about two things. One, how can what Mary and I are talking about apply to your business, to your brand? How can you infuse your brand with your personality? How can you draw your clients in by sharing who you are as a person, not just as a photographer? The second thing is, if you are looking for one-on-one help, personalized help in your business, I highly encourage you to check out the Focus Photographer Lab. I will link to it down below. Again, it's only $47 a month, and you get access to one-on-one coaching every single week, group calls, a community, and a resource library with tons of content to help you grow your photography business. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to show you my coaching call with Mary. I'll come back at the end and we'll do a little bit of a recap.
The week has been pretty good. I had three newborn inquiries.
Nice.
And I feel like the newborn inquiries are, and I think I booked one of them because I got her on the phone.
Good. Okay.
So anytime they leave their phone number, I'm like, you know what? If I text them to see if they want to jump on a phone call, I can convert, I think 9 out of 10 people I get on the phone with, because there's this exchange and it's like, you can trust, like, I'm here for you. I want to make your session how you want it. And so I think getting on the phone.
I think that the text first is smart because you're not just like cold calling them, because nobody wants to get like the random number calling them. They're in the middle of something, especially with, well, she didn't have a baby yet, but pregnancy kind of thing. So I think texting first and saying like, hey, this is Mary. I would love to hop on a call if you're available. Let me know when's a good time for you, or if this is a good time, whatever. And so do you make their phone number optional then on your opt-in form?
Yes.
I wonder what would happen if you made it one of those like mandatory fill-in things.
Let's do it. I'm going to make it required. And
then I'll required. Yeah. And then have like a pre-written kind of text you could copy and paste into it. And when someone inquires, you could do that. I think if you're comfortable getting on the phone with your clients, like that's so smart because there's a lot of people who are like, I don't want to do phone calls, and that's fine. And you don't have to. There's a lot of people who do really successful without booking phone on, doing phone calls. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with your personality, that's a great fit.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. And to see if it's a good fit for them on, yeah, I think I'm gonna make it required.
I like it. Let's do it.
Question.
Yes.
How do you feel about this whole scheduling option with like within the website, scheduling something and it could be a preferred time, but they're not actually booking it. It's just like, oh, I like this
Um,
Saturday.
for me personally, like, well, okay, I'll give you my perspective as a photographer and then as a client. So,
Hmm.
as a photographer, it makes me a little uncomfortable putting it up there because one, I like to have that conversation with my client first and kind of be like, okay, well, what works better for you? I typically only, like, for example, I had someone inquire the other day for a boudoir session, and I try to only shoot those on weekdays. And so I said, are you available on a weekday? And they said, actually, no, if we could do like a Saturday or Sunday morning, that would be ideal because work schedules, all the things they can't take off. So for that, I probably would not have had a weekend date listed for them to choose from. And that might have kept them from booking.
Hmm.
I also am like, I don't want to have to keep updating it, or like, I don't want people to like be like, oh, but I picked this date. And then me have to be like, well, it wasn't really up to date. I actually have a doctor's appointment that day, or I actually have
Yes.
something else, whatever. So
Yes.
I have seen where like they'll add a box and
Hmm.
it'll say like, do you have a preferred date or a time frame in mind for your
Hmm.
session?
Hmm.
Because that's typically one of the first things I ask my clients is, do you have a time frame in mind for your session? If they say like within the next week or within the next 3 months, that's two totally different things.
Hmm.
um, and then from a client perspective, I feel like on a inquiry situation, that's almost too committal for me. Like if I'm just trying
Yeah.
to get information, I'm like, I don't want to pick a date yet. Like that's like asking someone to like move in with you when you are on a first date. Like like slow
Yes.
down. Let's just get the
Slow down.
basics first and then we can go from there.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep it. I have two questions like, um, what is your preferred location? A natural spot, local or that Mary recommends, in home or other. And then it goes, what is your preferred time for a family session? Saturday, 8 to 8 p.m., Sunday, 8 to 8 p.m. I mean, I might need to cut that down, but right now I'm
Yeah, this is all on your like contact form.
on the family page contact. I
Yeah.
should, can I show you what I have?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I gotta
Okay.
hang on. Let me change the settings so that you can share.
Okay.
Oops.
Or I can just send you the link. Maybe
You're
Kendra,
good.
since I'm on the phone,
Oh,
I
send me
should
the
drop.
link and then
Yeah.
I can share it on my end.
Okay. Let's do that. Here we go. Copy. Isn't this Zoom thing so fun?
It
You
is.
know, like pre 2020, I don't think anybody did this.
I mean, not as often, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Only I'd bought stock in it before then.
I know, right? Oh, that would be really good.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the home page, the family page, and the about page and the contact page, kind of working rough drafts.
Okay. So let me
I
share.
haven't done newborn and I haven't done headshot. Or and I changed it to headshot because I
Okay.
realized out here people call an individual portrait of themselves headshots. So it's like the cultural thing out here.
Okay. I still love this so much.
Good.
So good. Okay, so you want me to go to your
Is the
family?
GIF working for you? Like how do you feel about
This
that GIF?
one?
Up, it goes up a little bit or go up a little.
Oh, this one.
Mhm.
Oh, I like that. And it's slower because the one you had on another page was like super fast.
Yeah.
This one's
Yeah.
better. I like that. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's cute.
Okay.
Okay, so families.
Then it has that same video.
Okay, which I love.
Good.
You're wearing the same shirt. That's funny.
That funny. It's like my work shirt.
I love it. Okay, and then oh, this cuts off over here, by the way. Your
Yeah,
text.
to say, is your browser zoomed in at all?
I mean, it's I don't
Oh,
think so.
I need to fix my
No, it was
ratio.
at 100%.
Are
So
you
I would just make sure that's moved over enough that it's not going to get cut off. Because like if I move my like if I change move if I change my sizing at all, like if I change the width of this, it changes how much of it I can read.
Yeah, I need to fix that to hit 12. I think it's like 1260 wide or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then down here, it looks so good.
Good. I guess the GIF isn't working.
Yeah,
There.
because I
I
think
need
that happened last time. I think it eventually popped up, but it took a long time for it to pop up.
I'm switching that up.
Okay, when an hour times. Okay, see, there it is. See, here is where you already have this information of like the locations that you recommend,
Uh-huh.
when you typically are shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think that gives them an idea already of like, okay, so she does Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I can expect.
Mm-hmm.
And if those don't work for them, they can ask you, or when you get on the call with them, you can have that conversation. But I don't know that you necessarily need this information
Okay.
on your um, form. Okay, first name, last name, email, phone number. So yeah, make that required.
Okay.
What is your preferred location? Okay, so this is I mean, this is not bad because that one I would be fine with.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would even add on here, not sure.
Yes.
Because
That's
if they're maybe like, well, I might want to do it on our home, but I
yeah.
have questions. So I
Yeah.
would say not sure.
Not sure.
Um, and if you want to do this, maybe say like weekend versus weekday. I don't know if you do during the day weekdays, but like if you wanted to, I don't know. I don't,
Let's do
I don't
it.
hate the question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your
It
preferred
needs a
time?
Friday morning. I forgot
Yeah.
to put
So, I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but again, you could also put the one that you could say like I'm available for any of it because I'm like, well, what I don't know. I mean, I might
like
be better off doing a Sunday, but maybe a Saturday works. Like, so
yeah,
I feel like that's a little
it's
committal.
committal.
Yeah.
Maybe put not sure. Maybe put Friday 8 to 2, and then a not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
When looking at your calendar, do you have a specific date and time you that would work for your session? So I think that's not bad. I think you could say when looking at your calendar, do you have a specific date, time, and then in parentheses, maybe say or time frame that works for
Mm-hmm.
your session. So that way, if
Mm-hmm.
people can say like sometime in the next month, or I would like to, or if it's for, well, this would be for families, but if they're like, we want to do it in before Christmas or when our family's in town for Thanksgiving, like I think
Mm.
that putting time frame would
Time
give them
frame.
a little more flexibility there.
I
Um,
love.
information. Yeah, do people typically put any information in there?
This is the first time I've run this, and it will be interesting when I typically people like to say little things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. No, I
And
think
I
leave it like this. Make the
okay,
phone number required. Change up the drop downs a little bit and make sure you have a not sure for both of them and then
okay,
add in the time frame. And I think it's good. I think it's
okay.
just enough information that's going to give you what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And the drop downs are easy because you're not asking them to like think of things out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you said, what's your preferred location and then just left it open ended, they would be like, I don't know. I thought that
Yeah.
was your job to tell me, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
Yes.
that's the drop downs are make it really, really easy for people to not have to think too hard about the decisions they're making.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I
And
think it's good.
And each thing, it's kind of like carving out, yes, we're going to work together in their mind. It's like, oh, well, I took the time to fill out this little page on Mary's website. So, like, I do want to work with Mary,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's moving in the right direction.
I agree. I think so. And so are you doing something like that on your newborn ones too?
Yes. And newborn, I haven't done that yet because I'm
That's fine.
trying to execute that video.
I really, oh my gosh, that I'm so I cannot wait for you to do your video in Target. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah. You have so many. Do you feel like there are so many options just for diapers or something like that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you already have so many decisions to make when it comes to a new baby on the way, like what kind of diaper should you get?
Yeah.
One less decision you have to make is who to hire for your photographer, and then you cut to like behind the scenes shots.
I would love, if possible, can I have this recording? Because I would love
Oh yeah,
to watch that before I go in and film myself, if you don't mind.
absolutely, yeah.
And it'd be cute to have like a little slow pan in
Yes.
as I'm like talking, so it's kind of quirky. Oh, Kendra, do you mind watching or looking at the about page,
Yeah.
please? Because I worked a little bit on that.
Yep. Let me go back to sharing. Okay, about.
My it kind of name's Mare, so I was like, people can know that about me. Oh, look at that.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I love the
And
video.
the music's pretty cute too.
Oh, is
It's like
it?
French.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, it won't.
is it not playing?
I wonder if it's because, well, my speakers are on. I don't know.
Mm, okay, I'll have to work on that. I'll suss it out.
Okay. Well, that's super cute.
Thank you.
Oh, I love all your video stuff is so good.
Thank you.
Okay, it's my mission to truly honor each person that's in front of the camera with enthusiasm. I mean, the fountains go off in the background. I can't. It's like perfect timing. Do you do all this with just like your tripod?
This is my friend. This is my
Okay.
friend that like gets me.
Yeah.
So it
I think that's
it works.
perfect. And that's who you need to have with you when you go do your Target one.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I want to see beyond what someone looks like and celebrate who that person is in a holistic way. Focusing on catching moments of honest connection between family members is really important to me because that is what I think your kids will value the most when they are adults themselves and they look back at these photographs decades later. I think that's awesome. I would
It's
say focusing on catching moments of honest connection between family members is really important to me, period. And then
period.
say, that is what I think your kids will value most because it's a really long sentence.
Yes.
And just
Yep.
take out the because and just go,
Mhm.
that is what your kids, and not even say, I think that is what your kids will value the most.
That is, yep, be definitive. Perhaps I need a headshot sentence in there too, because I'm doing more than just families.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you could. I think the family part, honestly, I think people are going to come to you for the families
Yeah, I think so too.
and then they'll hire you to do their headshots because they like you so much.
I hope so.
So
Mhm.
I would honestly lean in more to the family stuff
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that's what you want to do the most.
It's the most fascinating for me anthropologically. I mean, I love families.
Yeah.
So it's headshots I can do and they're easy-ish. They're not as complicated, but there are a lot of people that do good headshot work. So it's kind of like, and I kind of want to have it on there just as a, maybe somebody doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
So
No, I think yeah. And you could add it. I mean, but this is your about me page. Like I think it needs to be about what you really feel connected to. And
hmm
then what you offer, they're going to see this and they're going to say, like, even the part about to truly honor each person that's in front of my camera with enthusiasm and sincerity. I want to see beyond what someone looks like and celebrate who that person is in a holistic way. Like, that's speaking to headshots right there.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You
Because,
know,
yeah, I would
they're
honestly, I
needed.
think it's perfect the way it is.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to
Yeah.
keep it. I'll do that sentence
Yeah.
change.
I don't think you need to overthink it too much. Uh,
Okay.
okay. A few of my favorite things. I love all of that. Um, Okay, so if you're a parent, you probably recognize the parent of the lows. So I think this is good. I love that you shared. I didn't read through all, I just kind of skimmed over it.
Mhm.
I love that
Mhm.
you shared like your own personal story about like with you and your boys.
Mhm.
Um, and then talking about like things and I love when photographers talk about things that are not just photography in there about
Mhm.
because you are
Mhm.
so much more than just a person with a
Mhm.
camera. Like you're a mom,
Mhm.
you have other passions and things in life that are important to you. And so I think those are things that people are going to connect with you on. Like the horse therapy, you talked about how like
Mhm.
the meditating in nature, obviously, like you talk a lot about being outdoors. Um,
Word.
and
Yes.
you are very much a like the word holistic you used in your bio, but I think you are a very what I would call like a natural person. Like you're not somebody
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
you want to feel connected to things and to people.
Mm. That's
And
right.
you
That's right.
feel things very strongly. And I think those
Yeah.
things need to be talked about here. And I think
Mhm.
like talking about the horse therapy, talking about being outdoors and the peace you feel there and the meditations of walking through nature and
Mhm.
like what you get from being out in nature and just taking it all in. Like those are things that
Mm.
people are gonna be like, yeah, like she gets me. Like and
Yeah.
even though that is not like something, these are not things that I'm personally like. I'm not I mean, I like horses and I will ride horses, but I'm not someone who is deeply into horses. But
Mhm.
just knowing this about you makes me like you even more as a person. So
Mhm.
I think
That's
having
good.
things like this on here is so, so important. The
That's
only feedback I would give is that it's a lot to read.
it's a lot. Yeah.
So I would give it some kind of title. Uh,
Okay.
like maybe even say like you have up here a few of my favorite things, and then maybe this could be like what brings me joy, or
Yes.
yeah, I like what brings me joy, or what keeps me grounded, or something along
Yes.
those lines. Um,
Yes.
and one thing that uh, I'm gonna say this, but I want to see how it looks before we are 100% on it. I
Okay.
would almost go through
Mhm.
and I would bold some of the text so that if someone is skimming through this and
Skim.
not reading the
Yeah.
whole thing, they can
Yeah.
just grab the little
Mhm.
like tidbits
Yeah.
like this sentence right here about the whirlwind,
Mm.
those pure moments of joy that can truly light up our lives.
Oh, cute.
Um
Yes.
like things like that, like
Yes.
maybe just one or two little sections of each paragraph that you bold so that if someone's skimming,
Yes.
they'll get the, the gist of it.
Yes. I think that's perfect. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's great. I love it. I love that
Yay.
you don't just have like the traditional posed headshot of yourself.
Yes.
You've got like people are gonna know what you look like. They're gonna know who you are. But this is so much more than just Mary the photographer. It's Mary
Mhm.
as the person.
Yes. 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 Exactly.
So I think
Exact.
it's awesome. Um,
Yay.
I would maybe, if you can, move this video over a little bit more because I feel like
Yeah.
there's too much white space in between the
Yeah.
camera and the video,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
maybe just center it a little bit more. But other than
Yeah.
that, like, oh,
We're
it makes
getting
me so
there.
happy. It's
Oh,
amazing.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to put the newborn video together and then the headshot video. Then because every Kendra, the videos are what are converting.
Yeah,
That everyone gets like they get me through my videos. And I think that every page having a video on it is just gonna raise my conversion rate.
I think so
So
too. Yeah.
thank you for encouraging that.
Yeah. Well, and you're a natural at it. Like you're good at it. And I love that you don't overthink. I mean, maybe you do behind the scenes, but in the video, it looks very casual. Like it just looks
It's
like
very
you
good.
just, but I like that. Like it's
Uh-huh.
as someone who, I mean, we've all been inundated on social media with like these polished videos of people where they have their full face of makeup and their hair's done and they have the perfect
Mhm.
lighting and they've filtered it and they've added all the things. And so I think to have someone come in and just be raw and real
Yes.
and just talking like if you're sitting in a park with your friends having a conversation,
Yes.
that's what people want. And if they want the polished, then they're not your client anyway, and
It's
they can go
no.
find that somewhere else. But if they
Yes.
want like exactly what they're going to get from their photos with you, that's what's going
Yes.
to show them who you are.
Yes. And thank you for that encouragement because sometimes it's hard to be fully yourself, but I want to lean into it because I want people that hire me to not be surprised by
Yes.
how quirky I am and how very passionate.
Yes.
It's like I want to get the best quality art that I can. And I want them to know that they're not getting a very traditional
Yeah.
photographer that's going to pose them. So,
And had you gone with like here, even a fun photo, like had you even posted just a photo of yourself,
mhm,
I think that it would still like it might show off a little bit of your style and your personality, but it's not
mhm.
gonna have the same impact as
Yes,
even the video of you like dancing around in a field and
yeah,
meditating in the park and like those kinds of things. Like even those little tiny snippets of who you are
mhm,
come together like a puzzle. That's
yeah.
all the different pieces. And with that video, they get to see all the different pieces of you.
Well, thank you for celebrating and encouraging
Yes.
me. I definitely have ADHD and I've been walking a lot during our conversation. I
That's
hope that's
okay.
okay. But
Yes.
I think better, when I'm
Yeah.
moving and um but I'm just going to embrace that.
Yeah.
I'm going to embrace that in the video because when I am shooting, I am moving around a lot and I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
So,
So, okay,
so
I want
that's
to wrap
good.
up with the question. So you
Yes.
had three newborn inquiries. The
Yes.
one you got on the phone call with, that's the one that booked, right?
Yes.
Okay. The other
Actually,
two, have
two of
you?
them, the texter, she booked as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So you just sent her a text, but you didn't talk to her on the phone?
Correct.
Okay.
And she found me on Yelp.
Oh, okay. Oh, that
Hmm.
was, yeah. Okay. So that is one more thing is when are you asking them how they found you? Because I think that's an important question to have either on your contact form or in the conversation you have with them.
It is on my traditional contact form, and I believe I need to now add that on my family page form as well, because each page is going to have its own unique contact form.
Okay.
But they say Google, friend or relative, Yelp, other.
Okay. I would put on there like, yeah, social media, because I don't know if you're not doing a whole lot on social media though, are
I
you?
I've only gotten one client from social, but I
Yeah.
I should I should kind of put a
No,
little energy. But
there's no should. I mean, if it's not
yeah,
where you're getting clients, that's not where you need to spend your time. Like that's just
yeah,
bottom line. But
it's
if
true.
you find that 80% of your clients are coming from Yelp, then let's lean into that. Or
Yeah.
if they're finding you in a Google search, let's lean into that. So I would
Yes.
definitely add that too. And if you need to, I don't think you have too many questions to make it an extra one. I think if you need to remove anything, you can
Hmm.
remove the one about your preferred time. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get that out. We don't need
okay.
that.
So then I
Yeah.
would change that to how did you hear about Marion Moore photography? Uh,
Okay. Yep.
and that way you have data on where your leads are coming from so you know where to
Hmm.
invest more of your marketing time and effort.
Yep. That's perfect. And then just focus on that, lean into that. I do think I should get on my newsletter. My goal is by October 31st. By Halloween, I want to get my newsletter stuff in line.
Okay, perfect. I think
But
that's great. Okay, so what did you think of Mary's coaching call? Was there something that you learned? Was there something that you could take back and apply to your own business? I would love to know your thoughts or your questions or your ideas or things that came to you as you were watching the video. You can drop them down in the comments and I promise I will respond to them as they come through. One of the main reasons that I want to share coaching calls like Mary's with you is because it's one thing to watch videos where someone is teaching at you, but to actually see someone having a conversation with a client and sharing advice and getting feedback, that takes on a whole different level of learning. And you're learning in a real life scenario, real life situation. So if you liked this video and you would like to be in Mary's position, getting coached by me or another coach in the membership, then feel free to click on the link below and check out the Focused Photographer Lab. And of course, like I said before, if you have thoughts, ideas, or questions about this call today, about what you saw in her coaching video, please drop them in the comments below and I will make sure to get back to you on those or answer them in a future video.